Testing, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Cod and Two Minds podcast.
Meanwhile, Shelly weaves his way through.
What up? Welcome to the podcast, Cod and Two Minds. E. Marshall. You can see my face now. Everybody was, where you at? I'm back. And I'm not the only one. Guess who's back, ladies and gentlemen? At Guna Rush. The big fella. Yeah. He's been scouting down in Colombia. He's bringing us back a striker, you know. Will he be ready in January? That's the question.
Saw some promising young talent. I did.
Good. How's it going, man?
Oh, man.
It's been a long time.
Trip of a lifetime, man. Trip of a lifetime. 7 weeks I was gone.
7 weeks.
Spreading
the Decepticon variant all over the globe.
Hey, for some reason I knew when they were going to start announcing, like, okay, countries are getting shut down.
I thought about you.
Everybody was like, hey, man, you better get out there. You better get out of there.
Yeah, I thought about you. Well, you look like you have fun. I saw a lot of the pictures. Good times. You got your teeth fixed. You know what I mean? You're all you're all dialed in. So hey,
the things you start thinking are important when you get older. Like, hey, man, why don't you go ahead and like do some of that dental work you need done?
Right. I saw. The dentist.
So I got I'll just say it ended up being 5 trips to the dentist.
Yeah.
For like a grand total of like $300.
Wow.
Probably not even, actually a little under $300.
Every time you left the dentist, your asshole was hurting though, huh? When you woke up. Anyway, what's the crazy? Besides that, what's the weirdest thing about Colombia that you want to share to the people? Not in a bad way, just something that's like, ooh,
I'll do 2 quickies.
Okay.
One of them was, I had a very active time there. We walked down everywhere, so we were walking to the market and walking to the store and walking to get beers, but there's no building codes. So every time you're walking down the sidewalk, it's like people did whatever they wanted in the front of their house. And a lot of them are very proud. But it means that you're like jumping up on a curb, stepping down some steps, walking on a driveway that's sideways, back up onto curb. So like, I was doing like 3 miles a day, but it was like obstacle course. It was an obstacle course the whole time. And don't even get me started on like the intersections. They got more cabs in New York City. More cabs in New York City floating around, except they drive the tiny little box cars.
Yeah.
And they have the right of way no matter if there's a stop sign or not. Like, people know, like, hey, here comes a cab, just stay out of the way. He's gonna keep coming. Like,
wow. Well, that's good shit, man. That's good shit.
But I say the other weird thing was like there's no need to know names of people. Like, they don't care about what your name is or telling you what their name is. Everybody goes by vecino or vecina, which is just neighbor. Hey, neighbor. Yeah. How you doing, neighbor?
I like that. I'm going to start using that. I'm going to start using that here. Vecino.
Vecino or Vessi for sure. Hey, Vessi. What's up, Vessi? How you doing?
¿Cómo está, Vessi?
Like, what's up, homie? Like, that's all you need to know. Hey, what's up?
I love it. Well, let's get into the madness that was
Woo!
Arsenal at Old Troutmouth playing against Man U. A disgusting game to just on all levels. We get into it. I got a quick recap for you. We scored on a rebound, another rebounded goal for ESR around the 13th minute. There was some controversy. We'll get into that later. De Gea tried to dupe the ref, and he almost got away with it. What happened? We gave up a goal right before halftime. Just the worst time to give up a goal. And then what happened? 1-1. Did they go up? They went up 2-1, and then they went up 2-1. Ronaldo. Then we scored. I mean, that was our second goal was like, wow, you know?
I mean,
It's been
they
a while.
answered.
Right. It's been a while since we've seen that, you know what I mean? But that was that showed me a lot. That was great. Odegaard with the goal, and then of course Odegaard with just an awful challenge in the box to make it 3-2. So there you go. Arsenal lose at Old Troutmouth 3-2. Huge game, fourth place, implications on the line, and we choked. What are some of your initial thoughts about the lineup?
I think everybody's first thought was El Nini. Whoa, El
Out,
Nini. Wow.
out the blue. Now, here's the thing. He didn't play bad. He just didn't do nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Really, for the first like half of the game, for sure, I was like, he did fine. He's out there doing his thing and stuff. And then I just kind of thought about the fact that, you know what, I feel this way a lot about Onini. He usually plays okay most of the way,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's important to try to get him out of there. Like, I mean, I think managers feel like they are somehow admitting failure if they decide, like, at halftime to just bring the next guy on.
Right. Well, the
You
thing
know,
the thing with me is he hasn't played in so long.
oh,
You know what I mean? Like he hasn't started it forever. And to just throw him out there, you know, yeah, he's a professional footballer. He's nice and tidy. But as far as you know, I said it after the match. United were ripe for the picking. You know, they're
they
garbage.
were.
You know, and they beat us. And that's because we'll get into you know, was it actually we can do it now. Was it the mindset of the players once we go up 1-0 to take the foot off the gas, or is it the manager? Like, which is it? Why do we do that, especially in these huge games?
I got some. I got a deep reason why I just still kind of put it on the manager a little bit.
Right.
Um, Not to mention, I mean, the way the team has responded to manager's tactics over the last couple months tells me that they listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see kind of things stall or kind of, it just seems like I have to say, like, the manager must have told him to, like, not press as high anymore. Like,
we were completely on the front foot. We look good. We look like we were just gonna control the game and get out of there with a win. But soon as we scored that goal, there was a delay. There was some controversy. Atkinson tried to screw us, the referee, but he didn't get away with it. VAR came through for us, which was weird. I mean, the guy's standing right there. He didn't blow the whistle. So why isn't the goal going to count? It's like, what's the big, what I mean? You're going to blow the whistle afterwards and be like, no goal? Come on. But anyway.
Well, and it was a trip when they showed the replay. He didn't even blow the whistle still.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He grabbed it and he put it to his mouth and then he didn't even blow it then. He just pointed like, no. Everybody was like, what? Like, what?
So it was a situation where it shouldn't even went to VAR. You know what I mean? But it was a huge delay. And I think that delay just took so much out of us. Like, from that point on through the rest of the first half, we couldn't, the midfield couldn't get control of the ball. It wasn't even like Man U was pressing really hard. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Liverpool or Man City or Chelsea.
No, I didn't feel harassed in any way. It just
Yeah,
it just all of a sudden looked like they kept finding like that long outlet guy that just opened the field up enough. And I mean, I not that I'm a genius saying it, but I mean, man, I watched Ronaldo work, and I mean, he's a smart footballer, man.
mm-hmm.
The way he just slides into positions, and Bruno. I mean, there's a lot of stuff about Bruno I kind of dislike, but I mean, I can't deny like he's a smart footballer too, and they both just kind of slid into open spaces, waited for the ball,
Right.
got it when they needed it, did something with it.
Well, to me, it was just strange that how we couldn't string any passes together. We couldn't keep the ball, and we didn't have the composure, like to instead of just trying to clear it or lump it up with another header, the composure and the awareness, just to find a player near you and pass it, play keep away, and try to break them down. We did that one time. We played it out from the back. It was beautiful, but just that one time. The rest of the first half couldn't get control of the midfield. So why have El Nini out there if we're not going to be able to get the ball back and string some passes together? I just thought it was the whole taking the foot off the gas. We do that a lot under Arteta.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Well, and like you were saying, like it's like we just took our foot off the gas. I mean, that's more of like it is a fact that that's what happened, but it's a poor excuse to happen. The team they should just play with more pride and more zest to finish that off.
Especially when we have them. Like, yeah, we could have put them away, man, if we just kept going. I thought,
Yeah.
we knew they were gonna. We knew they were gonna score a goal just because they got so much class out on the pitch. You know what I mean? Ronaldo, Bruno, Rashford. They had a Sancho. They had a strong attacking team. So to actually think you were gonna walk out of there after the 13th minute with a 1-0 win at Old Trafford, Troutmouth, excuse me, is just ridiculous. And it's bad strategy, it's bad tactics, and it can't be the players, but the players have to have the ability to keep the ball and work it out,
Yeah.
It might be the manager saying, hey, keep it tight. Let's, let's take on this pressure and keep it tight and try to catch them on the counter. But, if you don't have go ahead.
I'll tell you this with picking the lineups too, like sometimes I get the feeling that like it's Man U, so it's a big game, but physically, even they had a strong attacking side to their side this time, like physically, I didn't feel threatened by Man U that like they were faster than us or even really stronger than us. Just because I feel like our defensive players can play strong enough to just kind of handle. Like I mean, we weren't facing Lukaku, and we didn't have the threat of Mane and Salah down sides and stuff. Rashford, yes, I guess he's a threat, but you know what? I was watching him run today. I think he's already kind of lost a step. Like, or either that or Nuno is lightning because he got behind Nuno a couple times and Nuno kind of ran him down every time.
Yeah, all the more reason why we should have kept applying more pressure. Everything you just said.
So like my theory is like, if we're playing somebody that we feel like he feels he can get away with El Nini because maybe they're not as physically demanding as some of the other teams that we play sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I mean, that's just kind of punking out to me. Like no, the theory should be play your physically capable person i.e., either Lokonga or I wanted to see Maitland-Niles today. Either one of them are just better athletes in general and physically can maybe dominate Man U in a way that if there's another threat on the pitch.
Right.
El Nini's not a threat. He's not a threat on the pitch in any way, and he's not going to play that way.
Right. Exactly.
So you kind of punking out with your tactics instead of actually trying to take advantage of something that maybe you can take advantage of.
Definitely. And the thing with like I said, El Nini hasn't started a match in so long, and then throw him out in this one. This was a huge match for our top four,
Yep.
because Man U, they're sitting 8th, but they're our competition for 4th, and Tottenham is going to get their shit together because Conte. No doubt about it. All the Tottenham jokes and the foolishness and this and that. No doubt about it. Conte is going to get their shit together. Man U is going to get their shit together. So this was a huge opportunity for Arsenal to come out and try to make a claim for top 4. It's over now. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. We don't have a chance because no prayers at all. No prayers at all. If we don't get a striker in January, let's get on the ABBA.
Let's do it. Let's do this now.
What's he doing out there? What's he doing?
It's just nobody makes me scratch my head more. Like, it's not even always frustration at him, other than the fact that I don't even know why he's way over there in the corner on the left sometimes.
Right.
I know he does it because he's comfortable and he likes to play over there. But there was times when it was like, oh, we got a ball back. We have an opportunity for a break. And somebody looks up and they don't have anybody in the middle. There's nobody down the middle.
Right.
Anybody that keeps trying to tell me that he's a striker is just, I'm sorry. I'm gonna continue to argue the point. He's not. He's a left guy. If you want to play 2 strikers, he can play that.
Right. He likes to play out wide. You know what I mean?
He just loves it out there.
He likes to play out wide, but he said himself he wants to play down the middle. It's a classic Theo Walcott. I want to play down the middle, but it's like you can't. You can't. And you won't. When you get the opportunity, you won't.
Yeah.
You like to drift out wide left, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Cut in on your right and take some shots and kick the ball. He's scuffing shots. He missed another sitter today, and people kept saying, the announcers kept saying he was offsides, but that would have got reviewed. It was so close that, it could have got overturned, and he missed another sitter. He's a guy, like I said last week, he's over 30. He's not this is a wrap. It's a wrap for him. This is the final call. He's gonna go off to the African Cup of Nations, probably play his heart out, and then ride this season out. But he's not the right type of striker for this team. He's not. We need somebody more. Anyway, go ahead.
I feel like it's not talking shit to just completely just state exactly what we see out here. Like, it's just, there's nothing exciting about it. He rarely pushes anybody he drifted into a couple spots. I gave him enough credit today, like at the halfway point when I started taking some notes about him. And I gave him enough credit that, he continued to run and kind of hustle, but when you get to the end, you just feel like, what? What did you do? You did nothing. You did nothing today.
That's a great point. Arteta likes that, but that's not his style either. Running, pressing, and trying to tackle. He doesn't do that shit. That's not his game.
Right. You know what I mean? That's Lacazette's game.
He plays his best when Laka's out there doing that dirty work. Then he can drift out wide left. Laka can come back, get the ball. Maybe we would have had a little more control over the midfield. I thought today would have been a great game for Laka to play. I know Odegaard scored the goal, but to me, This was a match for Laka and Abba. Because that's the only way you get the best out of Abba is if Laka's playing, which is very strange.
Yes.
Either way, you're not getting the best out of Abba down the middle of the pitch. You're just not. So
Nope.
if that's where you want him, then you got to get him out of Dodge. You got to sell him. You got to get rid of him, and you got to bring somebody who can play that role. It's not him. It's not him. It's not him. Now, go ahead. Look at me.
He's so disappointing, and I mean,
and like said,
I feel like
I'm sorry.
No,
it's not his fault, and we're not being hard on him. He doesn't fit with his team anymore. That's all. He doesn't fit with this team. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
I think, when I say wingers, currently I'm saying basically Saka and ESR. I'll throw Martinelli in there too, but I mean, they're young and they can create. And I really feel like you need a striker that can receive a ball and move it on, which would allow these guys. I absolutely love Saka. I love him more as a playmaker than I do as I'm counting on him to try to take some shots. Mm-hmm. I really can care less if Saka takes any shots in a game. I want him to continue to take on defenders and deliver balls.
Right.
And when the way he runs off of people is effective, we need somebody that can actually feed him the ball when he plays that way.
Right.
And that's exactly how ESR plays too. If Abba's best moments this year have been when he fed ESR in the break. Right. Where he looks like he's actually part of the team and he's linking up and he's doing something. Right. But I mean, it's like twisting arms to get him to play like that.
Yeah, like I said, he's what is it? He's a square round hole or a round in a square hole or some shit. I don't know his name.
Square peg in a round hole.
There you go. Look at you. Straight from Colombia. Look at him.
Yeah, guess who's back?
Let's see here. So now the VAR that was the VAR replay that wasn't replayed.
Against Tomiyasu?
Against Tomiyasu. It just shows you all that VAR shit, all the referees, the VAR referee in the booth, all that is dog shit. Every aspect of it is dog shit. Every aspect.
I mean, the way it works makes no sense, and the arbitrary nature of it just ruins it. Like the guy in the booth decided 4 minutes later to call the penalty in the box and give Ronaldo the penalty to go shoot. Remember,
when Atkinson was right there. He was
standing right there.
He was so close to that play, and he didn't give it.
Yes, and I know why he didn't give it. He didn't give it because when he looked, he saw Fred's action, and he told himself, Fred just drew that. It wasn't a real foul.
Right. And
now they stop him.
And if it wasn't a foul, because Fred stuck his left leg out to initiate the contact and go down. Atkinson's right there. If he doesn't call it a penalty, he has to give Fred a yellow card because that's why he didn't call the penalty. He saw him stick his leg out. It's a dive. Give him the yellow and let's move on. Now, bad challenge. He shouldn't have done it. When you look back at it, sure, it's a penalty. But we all know what Fred was doing. And for them to go to VAR, or for who knows? VAR just chimed in probably was like, hey, you might want to take a look at this. But to not do that on the Tomiyasu just shows you the whole thing, like you said, arbitrary, and like I said, dog shit. The whole thing.
Well, yeah, and the arbitrary nature of it to me is like the Tomiyasu thing. They decided immediately that they didn't need to look at that. Like immediately, you just decided.
Right.
But then on the other one, it was like minutes later, and you were like, hold on a second. Let's stop play. Let's bring it back.
That fool was right behind him too. Atkins was right there, and I'm I'm convinced the only reason why he didn't call that is because he saw Fred stick his leg out. He initiated the contact, and then if that's the case, you got to give Fred a yellow. Look at me, I'm a homer, but whatever. So yeah, I've already voiced my opinion. Is there any chance that we get top 4? You already know it. All right.
Yes, there's a chance, and I'll still say this.
There's no chance, dude.
If we're always just basing it on how Arsenal plays, will they get there? I mean, that's one thing, but in my opinion, you got to consider all the other teams. I don't consider any of them just blazing trails and tearing it up, except for the top 3 teams.
Right.
I mean, now that Liverpool has gotten into gear, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City look like that's the top 3.
Yeah, they'll run away.
I can't say the next handful of teams are any better than us. I mean, West Ham, they've had their moments early. They're kind of playing like normal now. They're kind of playing like a regular team.
Yeah. I don't know how many Africans they have on their team.
All of them. That's how many.
I don't think they have too many.
Really? Oh, that's right. Antonio's from. Okay, that's right. South American. Okay.
He's English, dude. Stop it.
Hey, he's English and he's not starting?
But his name's Antonio. Who knows? I just think I think our competition is Man U, Tottenham, West Ham. Who else? So I mean, yeah, there's still a chance, but
I mean, you would say Leicester, but I mean, they're starting from way back right now. They're a lot of points back right now. I mean, so I'm just saying there's a chance, just because maybe not. I'm so confident about how Arsenal's going to, play out this season, but I just don't necessarily feel any of these other teams are like just terrors.
Here are the teams around us right now.
Okay.
West Ham, 24 points. Arsenal, 5th place, 23 points. Tottenham, 22 points. They got a game in hand. So,
they do?
Yeah. One of their games got canceled because of snow.
Oh, that's right.
Man U, 21, 2 points behind us. So, yeah, we're done. We're not getting it. We're done. Wolves, 21 points. I tell you what, they got their shit together real quick after the start of the season. You got to give them a lot of credit. And even Leicester and Brighton are at 19. So, and we're up 23. So we'll see. It'll be tough. Aubameyang, Partey, and Pepe leaving for African Cup of Nations. Let's talk about Partey, dude. Do we have enough time? Yeah. Excuse me. Have we had enough time to go ahead and make our final assessment on him?
Yeah, I mean, an honest assessment, yes. I don't know if I would just say, "Oh, it's final," but
right.
I just
go ahead. Let me hear an honest assessment of.
I think it's like we bought a lemon car. Like something happened. Like I don't think we're getting what we were sold on. What we were sold that we were getting is not what I'm seeing out here.
Yeah, I just think he's trying to do too much from how he used to play at Atletico Madrid, as far as just being an enforcer and making a nice little simple easy pass, keeping it real tight, and controlling the midfield. I think he's trying to spray the ball around and be real creative, taking a lot of shots, when he never played that way. Excuse me, with Atletico Madrid. He just never did. I was only watching him play in the Champions League, where all they do is park the bus and try to get out of there with 1-0, home and away, whatever, or 0-0. They don't give a shit. They keep it tight, and he was the main piece in that. Let's keep it real tight. He wasn't out there shooting, making Hollywood passes.
Yeah,
he was being responsible, and for the most part. You just don't see that with Arsenal. And one more point, what you just said about it's like we're getting a lemon. I think he's crocked. Like he's been getting hurt a lot. He's out, then he comes back. He's out, then he comes back. So that might have something to do with it. But to me, it's just like, we tried, but we might have missed on that one. At this point.
Yeah. And I mean the part that I feel disappointed about is just like, I even watching today, there's times when that the our two guys back there, they get the ball with the most time on the ball a lot of times, like as far as like we pass back to them, and a lot of times they receive the ball and they turn and they've got options,
right?
Like it's pass it straight across to Tomiyasu, or try to swing it out to the wide guy, which was Martinelli today, or try to slot it into somebody that's maybe cutting down the middle. He's got a lot of choices every time. And lately, it just seems more and more, I'm like less and less impressed by his choices. Like, I know like there's that side of it that's like, oh, stop trying to make the Hollywood pass. But even when I watch him just make some of the simple passes now, it's just bad. Like, it doesn't even look great anymore. Physically, he's everything we need in that position.
Right.
And I mean, defensively, a lot of times, he's pretty solid and he does his job, and I'm cool with that. But you gotta stop giving the ball away.
Right.
And what's he doing? Sorry, one more thing. But what's he doing taking the free kick today?
He didn't take it.
Him and Odegaard lined up. Odegaard dummied it, and he took the shot. And he just kicked it into the wall. And he kicked it into the wall. I think if somebody tipped it on the wall or it hit somebody in the wall or something.
Was that him?
And I was just like, why in the world would Partey be taking a free kick?
Wow. That's a trip. I guess I had it backwards on that one. I don't know.
I think so, but I think I watched the replay because I was like, let me watch this. What happened again? And it was like Partey took it. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
It probably was him. Because he I don't know. He shouldn't be taking them.
Yeah.
He really shouldn't.
But that does lean some of the thought, like we said, that Arteta's using them wrong, and he's not like pulling the reins back at all. He's not. It doesn't seem like he's trying to tell him like, hey, like.
And it just gets weirder and weirder, because to me, he's supposed to play like El Nini, He's supposed to run around. He's supposed to run around, make tackles, then find the easy pass and just, get on with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he doesn't really do that. He tries to make a Hollywood pass, or he just tries to do a little too much. And it's just weird too, because when Xhaka's back, it's kind of like they're the same. You know what I mean? Partey is just more athletic and right-footed, but we need a midfielder that can. I don't know. And you see that with a lot of teams, like Fred and McTominay. They're two brutes, and they, a lot of teams play with those two type of midfielders. But I just think we need a more dynamic midfielder to play along with whoever. Xhaka, Partey, Lokonga, Maitland-Niles. We need a dynamic midfielder to play with all these guys. And right now, it's just we got two of the same out there, and it's just not giving us anything going forward. Nothing.
I agree.
Everything is out wide. So, and it's.
And I wanted to make this point too about the tactics too, like why he deserves some of the blame is just Arteta.
Mm-hmm.
To me. Especially if you tell the guys, like, okay, we're going to sit back now. Maybe you got your goal early like we did. And then, okay, let's try to sit back and just try to play solid, which means what? We're going to try to counter, nick one on you. Well, there's one person on the pitch. There was one person for sure on the pitch that had the energy and was making runs and was trying to slide in, and it's Martinelli. And I don't, I mean, he looks more composed right now than I've seen him in a while.
Right.
He's not just balls out trying to just take everybody that he faces up. Sometimes he doesn't. But if that's the case, then we should be feeding him. We should be trying to feed him. He works hard to get open. He works hard to get on the ball. And when we're playing back, and that's the kind of style, that's the kind of player we need to try to nick one, then let's work it to him. Let's try to get it to him.
Right. That was, I always talk about what did you learn from the match today, and that was one of the things I learned. He's ready. He's ready. There was a stretch late in the second half where he was electrifying. He was speed dribbling by people, keeping the ball, trying to make shit happen. When he popped over on the left-hand side, when Saka came on, he was fantastic. Clearly, he's ready now. He's still a little spazzy, still young, but I'll take his energy over Alba's energy at any point.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you want to play him down the middle or on either flank. He's going to give you more. He's going to give you more than Auba, and that's the type of player we need playing with this squad now. Auba's not it. Auba's not the type of striker, but
and I will say this: compare him to and that's just not even trying to pile on Pepe, but I'll just say this: even when Martinelli was making the decision, I'm not really sure what I might have to do here.
Yeah,
he dribbled deep.
Right, he didn't lose.
He made a guy face up, and he made the decision that I'll just get a corner out of this.
Right,
it's smart play. That's how a footballer thinks. Pepe says, I'm going to try to tippy-toe, get fancy, get the ball stolen. He doesn't even get it out of bounds out of it. It gets stolen and moving on back the other way. It's just Martinelli is so much better of a footballer. He's a real footballer in comparison to some of these other guys that we have to play. He's earned it for me. Like you said, this is what I've learned. Yeah.
I think he's ready. He looks fit. He looks strong. Man, he's fast. I forgot how fast he was, but
so fast.
He had some great runs. I think Ben White hit him with a beautiful ball. He should have done better, but all in all, I was happy with the way he played in this game, in this situation. It was nice that he got the opportunity. Now, if we can get a number 9 that can get in there and make some shit happen and have hold-up play and able to, Martinelli on the left and Saka on the right, Smith Rowe in the pocket, man, it's going to be dangerous. And listen to this shit, though. Nuno can play right back. Don't get it fucking twisted. Don't get it twisted.
He can, right?
Tyranny on the at left back, Nuno at right back, and man, this now we got something going on because Nuno made in that second half, he made 2 great cross-field passes all the way on the left-hand side with his right foot right to Tomiyasu, who's all the way on the other side of the pitch. Tremendous.
Yep.
That's something I would like to see. I'm not mad at Tomiyasu, but the style we want to play like Man City and Pep and tiki-taka. Let's get it going. Man, I just think.
Yeah. And, you're flirting with the same idea that I think Arteta had today when he brought Saka on.
Mm-hmm.
He brought Saka on, but he left Martinelli out there and put him on the left because he was like, you know what, let me run Nuno and Martinelli for a minute. Let me see if these two could just spark something.
Right.
Well, if Martinelli's going to play on the right some, then put Nuno out there with him on the right and see what happens, man. See what happens.
The first couple games of the season, that's where Nuno came in as a sub at right back.
That's what I was going to say. Yep.
So he clearly he's clearly can play that. Nuno thinks he's 2-footed. So if Nuno thinks he's then he must be 2-footed. And one more thing, dude. he got it wrong with he should have played Laka today instead of Odegaard. I know Odegaard scored a goal, but for the most part, what does Odegaard do? Seriously.
I mean, I literally wrote down today that, you know what, Odegaard, I think he moves intelligently around the field, but he's just not, he's like physically, he's not that much of a threat. So he could receive balls and try to move them on a little bit here and there, but he needs a different striker than Ava.
Yeah, he's an enigma, because you can see he's got everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's athletic enough, you know, he's quick enough. He just like, what do you do with him? Like,
yeah. Although you know what, I did say today, I think it's a idea that all of our guys are interchangeable, so he lets them do it. But I don't like when Odegaard goes up top to close down balls like at the keeper and tries to get, like, I don't want him way up the pitch like that. It used to frustrate me when I see Xhaka doing it.
Right.
You know, even if it's a surprise and maybe he can force something, he usually doesn't force anything. And now you got a slow guy way out of position, and it puts a stress on the whole thing. I don't like seeing him running way up there.
Yeah, here's what you do with Odegaard. Look, it's getting dark and shit. Look at you. I mean, you straight clowning, fool. It's dark, nigga.
It's getting there. Hey, it's getting there, and the chill is dropping in the canyon.
Right. We're about to get off. But I just saw this when I looked up and I was like, damn, it's hella dark there. But he's a sub. You know, we get a 2-0 lead. You bring him in on the 80th minute. He can keep it nice and tidy, and I think that's going to be his role going forward. Because today, you know, what do you do?
Yeah.
On that note, before you get going, let's get out of here. Yeah, great to have you back. You're looking great. You know, turn a flashlight on. Let's see you. But thanks for all the support. You can catch us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, at E Marshall Comedy. We're everywhere. So thanks for all the support. Appreciate it. Oh, let me make sure this is ready. You got anything you want to say, Fitz, before we get out of here?
I appreciate everybody. If I could just say one thing to everybody, man, do what makes you happy. Just go do what makes you happy, okay?
Tremendous. Peace.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that?
Thank you for tuning into Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at E Marshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.